everyone, how's it going? I hope that you've had a wonderful day, whatever time it may be, wherever you are when you're watching this. I hope you're ready to just relax. So last time we left off here, we got this far with the coloring. Today I was thinking we would start with the grass. I looked back on the video and these highlights look cool at a bunch of different brightnesses, so I might play with that more, but mostly I think we'll just go. Alright, let's continue. So, want the grass bottom layer. I wasn't thinking such a bright shade, but looking at it, kind of hard to disagree with, at least for part of it. Maybe what I'll do is I'll do like a dappled effect. Like when you see trees, they're leaving the shadows on the ground. So maybe this will be brighter spots. Like before, we'll worry about grass bleeding into other textures later. My experience, no matter how hard you try to make sure that you don't have anything extra, always goes over in some way, Like for example, I just noticed the neck right here. Okay. Listen. Then look more shadows are there. This dappley effect. Yes. The more you spread them out, the bigger the distance. That's closer, we're gonna want your dots actually. Important thing going to be to carry this through. Come back to final touches for make sure that I'm putting some lighter spots here and there too. Select that. I want to get saturated with the color that the original color. Okay, so saturated. It'll draw a lot of attention. Switch that out. General background. That looks okay for now. Next, I think I'm gonna add some detail to these. Make them pretty vibrant. Also help bring main that looks nice. Awesome. Great. Love when the song manages to stay gentle. Not something I'm so good at doing in my own music right now, but I really like when that happens. I think that's about it for the grass. Now, because this area here will come in. not necessarily looking to make it perfect. More just helping clean it up a little bit. Oh, it's supposed to be kind of nice here again today. Yesterday I think I said something about going outside, and I never did get around to it. It's supposed to be pretty warm today again. I feel like I was given a second chance to try to get out in the spent yesterday playing some Nier Automata and then doing some coloring work here. And then figuring out YouTube and how to upload things, how to get access to live streams, even if I can't do it now. That took up most of the day. That's okay. I also spent part of the day looking into if there was any way that I could Genshin Impact on my computer. I was originally thinking I was going to maybe use BlueStacks or something like that for it, but when I looked, it looks like BlueStacks isn't able to play it right now. I might have to just play it on my phone, in which case I don't have any way to make that accessible for recording purposes, so I won't be able to play it on stream. That's okay. Maybe I'll get to it after I'm done playing it on my own time, then. It'll be either familiar or new or totally different. I don't know too much about the game. What little I understand, it is semi-gacha, but yeah, descriptions online indicate that although that's a part of it, it doesn't really feel like you're just waiting to win the one person you want. So hopefully that means that it's still fun, even if it is a little bit of random luck. These kinds of things are pretty easy for me to get way too far into. For example, I had been doing the crane for a while. Particularly, I was doing the Toreba one. And although I really like them because if you win a prize, they will actually send it to you instead of some other ones I saw where it was like you had to win 5 or so before they would even send it to you. I don't like that it's so easy to spend a lot of money on it. And on top of that, you spend a lot of money and you don't end up winning. Like, just end up feeling angry that you spent so much money. It seems really easy to end up spending like hundreds of dollars, if not more, and not winning anything and being really upset with that. I'd like stuffed animals. Probably. Stuffed animals. They're probably my #1 weakness. Give me anything that's cute, I will go crazy over it. But I don't want to be angry about things. Too short for them. So, after trying for I think like 2 or 3 weeks to win something from Toreba, I ended up uninstalling. I did win something. It is in the mail. Maybe I'll take a picture of it once it arrives. But that'll be my own foray into Toreba because feels like something that's just particularly dangerous for me. I'm sure there are other people who handle it really well and don't start feeling like they need to spend a lot of money. I've learned not me. Prizes are really cute. One of my favorite ones right now, that was on there last I looked, which was a few days ago now, was like a collaboration with the person who made yeast can. I didn't realize it was as popular as it is. I have been using like the notepad app that they have for a while, and I never realized it was actually like a super popular thing. But if they're making deals with Toreba, it must be super popular. Anyway, it's like a super cute, like beach ball looking style thing. Super, super adorable. I really, really wanted it, but I've not won it. And then I realized that was the moment I realized it could be dangerous. I'm gonna go ahead and coloring here. So I think I probably want to start with the darker color. Highlight. There we go. What kind of plant do you see growing in there? To me, it looks kind of like, I don't know, beginnings of a tomato or something. But I don't think you would grow a tomato just by there. Or maybe. I know they need supports at some point, but maybe they don't need them that early, and maybe putting them in the ground is kind of pointless or something. I don't know. I wish that I had space myself for a garden. I would really enjoy growing things. I think it'd be really cool. Something that you've grown. Be able to like, even if all you do, I want that on a different color. Even if all you do with it is you put it in a sandwich or something, it would still be actually, speaking of sandwiches, I have a younger sister. Talking to her yesterday, she told me that last year around this time she was growing some lettuce and it never got any bigger than like a few little sprouts, kind of like these. So eventually she had to give up on the idea of growing a lot of lettuce, and she ended up just putting all of the lettuce that she'd grown into a single sandwich because that's all she had. I also think is kind of cool in a way. Even if it's just one sandwich, it's still something you made. And that's really cool. I like that. Alright, let's see. I want this path to be a lot lighter. Not same soil. This is like garden soil over here. I want this lighter. Like dirty, dusty pathway road. Not probably growing on it like that. Will also help when we're trying to do full effect a little later. Later, my plan is to blend this. Now it's starting to look a little too bumpy. Right. Now, I'm just gonna name this something I'll remember. The few I've seen, and this is kind of heavily influenced by when I was a kid, playing on playgrounds that had these kind of like wood barriers. They seem to be lighter wood, I think. Sort of. The only lighter wood I know is like, yeah, beech. But I don't think it was ever wood. Alright, for the wood texture. I think I will blend it now, though. Just so I can see what it looks like. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm saving often when it switches like this, or it pulses. That's me saving. So right now I'm hitting save a lot. Let's make the opacity a lot lighter. Blend this out a little. And this is another good reason to kind of clean up your coloring, even if it's not immediately obvious. Doing this will make it more transparent as you do that. You want to be able to still see your color when you're done doing it. Shading your body would fall on that. Probably a little bit on the other side too. I'm pretty consistently awful with making sure that shading looks consistent in any way, shape, or form. So I wouldn't be surprised if I'm totally off. Right now I'm just kind of going with as long as it looks nice. It seems like my body has frozen. Give me just 1 second. There we go. That's better. Okay, let's see. What next? Now, this was going to be a shovel, but I think get rid of it. Put up there. Alright, let's see. That plant looks really nice even without the line art. I like it. Sometimes it's good to check how things look without the line art. Okay. Finish the garden. I think it looks really great. I'm not going to spend too much time worrying about it. Next, let's do house porch. Looking at this, I think I want to do a similar wood color. This. Of course, remembering that all of this will be in shadow afterward. We can make that a little bit more of a gradient, I think. So it's in brighter. The light less able to hit there. Alright. That looks good for a nice bigger, make it a little. Okay. I'm gonna switch back this out some of the front details. Usually I like to get super close when I'm playing, but when you do that, you can also miss what the bigger picture is supposed to look like. So although I've zoomed in now, I don't really recommend it. I just know personally I feel uncomfortable if I can't see all the fine detail. But if you think about it, it is kind of silly to do it this way. No one's gonna be way in on the draw. I mean, unless they're like super captivated by what you're drawing and they're like, I really want to emulate this. I really like this. This is my goal for what art should look like. And I'm gonna see if I can do the same art. And then you might have someone examining it to see if they can figure out how you did something. And if that's the case, they're not going to worry too much about this level of detail if you zoom way in, because they've already decided they like what you end up with way far out. So basically, I think if you watch me draw long enough, it's going to be a whole series of things you should. Don't be sloppy with your lines, but I have. Don't be careless with your coloring. Don't do things the quick and lazy way. Never works. Yeah, my whole picture. Okay. What color? In my mind, I'm picturing something. Either a pale blue or maybe a yellow. I think by default, those two colors are what I picture when people say houses. To me, those are the real house colors. Default house would be blue or it would be yellow. That's because houses I've lived in have either been blue or yellow. Especially when I was a kid. We moved a lot, but it seemed like the places we stayed the most time and the places that were like home. Yellow. Or I guess there was an off-white one, but that's like an honorary yellow. I think it's still. And I'm gonna color opacity, guys. And because I don't want to lose the default color, the house, not the window, and default color. Nice. Next, color bottom part, and not the house. There we go. Porch, sides. It's probably blending or things I could be doing with the layers to make my life a little bit easier. I'm not. Suppose that's a full sentence in and of itself. but I'm not. This playlist set to shuffle, and I think it's played this one. Anyway, this time we're gonna come in a color smudge from the beginning because I want a soft, gentle shadow. darker color. That didn't work out quite how I wanted. Plan B. Back this. Then we can blend. Or actually, probably just this. There we go. And like I said before, you can tell this is transparent, even though it looked like it originally. When I added the darker color, so it. Right, now I think blending. I'm gonna lock that layer. There we go. Okay, that's much better. Now for one last thing, I'm going to make the opacity a little bit stronger, a little smaller. Add some here. These are boards. Boards don't match up perfectly together, so it's likely we'd have some shadows here. I'll come back and add that underneath here. A little darker because it will all show up. Slightly transparent, not entirely transparent. There we go. I like that. I just realized all that stuff I was adding didn't work because yeah, there's nothing up here that's filled in. That's okay. It still looks good. I pulled back without it and it looks fine. Oh. This will be the railings. In my mind, porch railings are white. I'm gonna do that, but again, never make it actual white. Okay. Pull this down under. Your coloring that you've already colored, less careful you have to be not to go outside of line. Like on that side, everything else is colored in already, so I can be a little bit more careless. This side, there's still a bunch of the fence, so I can either be careless now and fix it, or I can but probably kind of how it. If I really wanted to, I could have done the fence first, and then I would see exactly what was left. All of these will be in though, because they're actually background. All of that is shaded. That. I've been ignoring this for prevalent. Is on the same layer. This is where I think it makes a lot of sense. There's a bunch of stuff on the same layer. You don't want to erase too. Done. Wasn't too bad at all. Don't know how long it's been. Probably not that long. And it was gonna be finished yesterday instead of making a new video today. I like the deepness of that color, so I'm gonna add it over here too. I'm gonna blend that back a little bit. Try a color. Let's do an eraser color. That we don't have any other colors hanging out back. There we go. Nice. Now, as you can see, I've added this very dark color that shows where all my extra lines are. Tailings, extra. I tried to be careful. Left it like a little bit of that. Grass. You can see one right up again. That's not even like up this high. That was happening when I was coloring it. That looks good. Name that fence. Dirt. Steps. This concrete. That in. Basic layer. Come in. Dappling. Give it a little bit more of a concrete. Worry about shades. About add. Oh, looks so nice. There we go. A lot of this is unblended. A little better than it does right now. This finish with the top. Then I'm gonna blend things together. Then we'll add some shading. Yeah, like the tree. trees overhead impacting shadows. Sometimes with something like this, what I like to do is a layer, name it the same thing, make it the other color. Nice and easy. Now I think red, brighter, less vibrant in your face red. There we go. Nice. And now, shadow. Very low opacity. Come in. That. One layer. Out and it. I want to account for the tree dappling. Since the ball is curved, it would really only be on the top. I want to make that shadow larger. Similar opacity. We're going to make it a little bit larger size because the grass is overall much bigger. That pop-up you just saw. And if it's been a while since you saved at least, it will have a pop-up because it's trying to save everything from a while ago, so a lot of changes. Okay, nice. Nice. All right. Now, a little bit more shading. Up above very first drawing. Like this is the very top layer. I'm just gonna name this shadows. Now it's gonna stay that really dark color. A pixel. It's gonna be fully opaque right now. I'm gonna come in, add shadow detail. A little lightly. Cheeks. Here it's gonna dappling again. Got the path, that's right. I'll blend that in a sec. Dots. Start making effect. Like when you're sitting under a tree and the light will go through some of the leaves, not others. Right now, kind of avoiding the figure of the girl for the most part. The reason for this is because she is much closer than everything else. Different dot patterns. Shading. And we're gonna blend it a little bit. Very, very big. Not doing a whole lot really quick. A little bit more big though. There we go. this is. Oh, that might become face. Oh, shadows. I wonder if I colored on a different layer by mistake. Oh, okay. I didn't erase earlier, I colored it. Got that. Now I am. Back to those. I want to erase out her hair again because it have its own shadows. Dappled dot effect. Right now, with her sharing what the house has, those look kind of nice though. Partially, kind of want to incorporate it, but we'll add our own dapples in a sec. Still on the color, we're still here, and with a pen, fill in this gap right here. There we go. Okay. So we could leave her like this. That little. If we want to leave her like this, it looks like she's way in the foreground and doesn't have any tree near her at all. It also does definitely help to make her pop a little bit. I kind of want to give the dapple effect a try. It's its own new layer. I named it Shadows Girl so that if we hate it, we can just delete it and we'll keep it as is. More layers definitely gives you the opportunity that. Okay. But not so many here because further away, so these would get a little more rounded because they're covering a longer distance. Here it would get more round again. Maybe different set. Because this would be falling almost straight down on her. And places where the rest of her body is covered by other parts of her body would be almost nothing. Might need to do another layer. Yeah, I'll do another layer where it's like back here. These are things that the dapple wouldn't really be able to touch that much. Over here too, a little bit. A little bit on the underside of her arms. Go back to dapples. We can't forget it would definitely still fall here. That her. Not okay. Wrong one. There we go. Shadows. Shadows also need bigger than they. I mean, it's closer to what it looks like, that effect. I think it needs a lot more I've done. A lot more ways that can accentuate the notch shadows. I may not be the person. Now I think what I want to do is I'm going to try merging, just not that one, this one all together. Then I'm going to try lightly blending it. Can't make it make some sort of sense here. Mostly, unfortunately, because I don't really have the skill set to do this. It just kind of looks like she fell into like muddy puddles or something and is walking around in the dirt. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I see the intention here. And I think there's some great stuff happening here, where it starts to kind of like get at that idea. But, oh, okay, that's a compromise. I like that. I can live with that. Yeah, okay, I can live with that. Never mind. I was gonna say that I don't think that I can do it. I'm gonna get rid of it. But then I found something that works. Now our last step is to blend this path a little bit. Where did the texture end up? I bet I accidentally merged it, didn't I? Forgot to see the layers. Ah, it's with the grass. Okay. If I can bring this up here. Oh yeah, okay. That's good. That looks super whimsical right there. Think of like a path with water or something. Oh wait, that's still gonna be black. I don't want that. Make it path colored. Give a little strong. There we go. Up the opacity a little bit. Alright. Well, it definitely isn't perfect. Never was meant to be like, you know, be all end all. But I like it. So I think last step would be do some sort of signature. And being a little new to the human world here, never signed anything before. I think maybe what I'll do, sign it little giraffe. I like the smiley, but yeah. There we go. want that to be a brighter orange. Where else? Put it on her head, it'll be a butterfly. I wanted the dark girl. I think that works. One other thing I forgot to put on is I want to make sure I put today's date. Today, the way that I write the date is great. Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And like I said yesterday, make sure you get out and you do something fun for you today. All right. See you in the next video. Bye bye.